Well, Linda and I are just currently north of Mexican Hat, Utah, just above Monument Valley. Mexican Hat is a great place to stay if you want to visit Monument Valley. We're at Sand Island Campground. It's a BLM public campground. And fees here $15 a night. Unless you're old like me, then it's $7.50 a night. There's pit toilets. There's fresh water at one spigot at the entrance. But the campground itself is really nice and fairly peaceful. The San Juan River is just beyond our campsite here. A lot of people put their rafts in and they float down the river. A whole bunch of them just went by this morning. What we're getting ready to do though is to head over to some petroglyphs, and we can walk over to them. So we're going to go take a look at those now. Here over the southern Utah desert, just north of Mexican Hat. I don't know if you guys can see this, but the bottom of the clouds are pink because they're reflecting the Utah desert, all those pinkish tones. It's pretty cool. Well, as you can hear, the highway is not very far from here. In fact, this particular campground where we're at is very easy to get into, just right off the highway. But the sign there said that these petroglyphs are between 300 and 3,000 years old, and that there's hundreds of them on the cliff up above here. I can already see a few of them. Yeah,
way up high too. How did they get up there?
I don't know. Let's go take a look. Well, there are literally hundreds of petroglyphs up there. Most of them are in the black here, and they're not very bright because they're so old. There's lots of little ones that are 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. Then there's others that are several feet across. And it's so much fun to sit here and look at each picture. There's a looks like Spanish on horseback right there, just judging by the saddle. But who knows? That could be more recent. It's just fun to sit here and try to figure out what they all mean. There's a common silhouette that we see, like 4 of them, and it's like the same silhouette, which we are assuming are the mountains behind us across the river. It then looks like a lightning bolt through it. Each one has like a lightning bolt through it. Well, we don't know that it's a lightning bolt, but that's what it looks like to us. Pretty neat stuff though. I was just standing down there on the other side of this rock here, and now move to this side and there's hundreds more. And they go clear down past Linda, way down. There's some that are like 40 feet high. And I have to wonder if at one time there was rocks here along this face that they could stand on, and maybe the rocks have tumbled away. Well, these are really fascinating, and there's so many different figures and stuff. There's like 2 6-foot atlatls up there, or what look like atlatls. But easy stop off the highway if you're getting down close to Mexican Hat on Highway 191. Stop off and see these for yourself. Petroglyphs next to a campground. I had no idea they'd be this amazing. Well, check this out. We pulled off on a 4-wheel drive road just off of Highway 163, heading south, and then it was really rough for about a 1/4 mile, and then it intercepted with this old blacktop. Look at the double yellow line in the middle. This is an old highway. This is just south of where Highway 191 meets 163. We're looking to see if there's a spot to camp. Found the end of the road. This is why we have a single axle trailer, is for turning around in tight spaces. There's the direction we just came from. And what happened here is the road washed out some time ago and then they blocked it off. Look at this. Oh, there's a highway down there. Did you see the car go by? So this used to connect up and go on.
This is the guy that didn't make it.
Boy, that's an old wreck, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got the old black paint.
Here's a four-wheel drive road that branches off the highway here at the highway end. Linda says that these are angel's trumpet, and if they are, they're poisonous. Well, I don't think we did too bad here. Check this out. What a beautiful view. We got turned around at the top. It was really tight in that little space I showed you. I had to kind of back and fill a couple of times to get it around. And this is the road, and we came back down it for about maybe a mile, and off it goes. And then, like I said, at the end, before it connects up to the major highway, it turns into a four-wheel drive road, but no, I won't call it that. It turns into a rough road, but you could get in with two-wheel drive all right. Just high clearance, though. Linda's already off exploring. Now, I think there's quite a view from the top of this little rock mound right here. It's solid rock. Let me amble on up there with my bad knee, but I think I got to get up there and show you this. Well, it wasn't as good as I expected. I thought you'd be able to see Monument Valley from here, and you almost can, except for that hill out there. And then the red rocks beyond on the horizon, that is the beginning of Monument Valley. Or the Monument Valley type of area, all the beautiful red rocks. Well, we've been sitting in what little shade we could find for the last couple hours, but it's probably about 95 degrees, and there's a road out ahead of us, and it goes around the mountain here a little bit, and we decided just to get out and stroll along a little bit. We got plenty of water, and we just got to see what's there. We'd put up the clam shelter, but that would just block whatever little breeze there is and radiate heat down on us, so it's almost better just to be out taking a stroll. Only about another hour though, and then we'll get some shade. So what's down this road? We ain't going too far, but we'll go a little ways. A spot of shade. These big expansive level rock surfaces are kind of intriguing. Just love the Southwest. But you don't find these places unless you take a chance and get off the road. But be careful when you do. Make sure you got plenty of water and some food and a way to call for help. Such a delicate flower, isn't it? On a cactus. Beautiful. Out here we're seeing this pale yellow, and we're also seeing bright red. Lots of old tin cans, old rusty tin cans. Haven't seen any fresh rubbish, and that's refreshing. Well, the road we followed in here for, I don't know, half a mile or so, it came in and it turns around right here in a real nice place to camp, and then Goes around a circle and goes back out. Definitely a four-wheel drive road, this one. And high ground clearance. But you'd be camping on top of nice, fairly flat rock. Real clean. As you hike along through here, there's all kinds of caves and alcoves and just places to explore. Lots of places. Well, in our road exploration, which is basically something Linda and I always do, we find that there's roads for making money, you know, for herding cattle, for mine exploration, for tending oil wells and things like that go out across public land. But the majority of the roads are roads like this that just go out and take you out somewhere beautiful for no other reason. Well, Linda's making her way back over to the car, which isn't far from here, about 100 yards from where I'm standing. And I'm making my way back into this canyon up in here. There's a kind of a road that goes back in there. Let's go check it out. That's where I just came in. Hey, kind of a nice place to camp, but not on a day like today. This would be a place to camp if you're trying to get out of a cold breeze. Not if you need a cool breeze, because we're down out of the breeze totally here. And it looks like the road ends here, but then there's that big canyon. Let's go take a look at that. Wow. Well, somebody else thought this was a special place too. Beautiful painted rocks, look at that. SpongeBob SquarePants is there too. Looks like steps carved into the stone here, but my guess is that's quite a waterfall there when it rains, and I'm standing in the middle of a wash. Got some beautiful colors. Judging by all the charcoal here, we're standing on probably, I don't know, really thick layer of ashes, charcoal and ashes. And I think this place has been used as a shelter for a very long time. And my guess is there might be a seep there. Look at all that greenery. But you know what uses this place now? Wild horses. This is all manure, and it's laying all over up here. This is all horse manure. We got a lot of wild horses here, and they like this place too. Well, I'm going to make my way back out of here. Back to the car, see how Linda's doing. She was getting a little hot, so she decided to head straight back. And this was just like a little side trip up a canyon that we didn't see when we were going down. So, watching where I'm going here. Back to the car. Well, from this point, and this is a campsite where Linda and I have camped before, there's Monument Valley in the distance. Just beautiful. Well, this is right at towards the very entrance to Valley of the Gods, north side of Mexican Hat by a few miles. Campsites aplenty. Just a beautiful place. You can travel way back in there, and you can travel clear out and come out on another highway. All of these rock formations have names. The first one on the right there is Lady in a Bathtub or something like that. I think the next one is named after our president. It kind of looks like him from one angle. But we've camped in here before many years ago and had a very nice stay. We're standing in a campsite right now that's really nice. Of course, it's all free camping. It's BLM, public land. The road coming in here is washboard, but no problem getting an RV in at all. A couple real rough spots you're going to have to go slow over. Well, this being the first part of June, most of these campsites are empty. This is the beginning of the off season. The temperatures are pushing 100 degrees. And only idiots like myself and Linda come down here and go camping. Actually, it's not too bad. Night times it's still going down to 50 degrees or so. It's nice and cool. But there's that couple hours, 3 hours in the afternoons that you want to be sitting in the shade and sipping something cold. That's for sure. There's a road that goes through here, and you can take that road and travel through all of this. It's pretty cool. Well, there's still a lot of people just cruising through here. They don't look like they're camping, but they're driving and they're coming through and looking it over. It is a nice place to stop and visit. There is a road that goes from Mexican Hat and goes over towards Lake Powell that we've never been on, and I don't think we're going to make it on this trip either. It's a scenic drive too. There's a lot of scenic drives down in this part of the country.
So you've heard of Valley of the Gods?
That's where we're at.
And once you come down here, you'll see why it's called Valley of the Gods. It's amazingly beautiful.
You bet. And Mexican Hat is just a few miles to the south. And this is definitely a place you need to visit, especially if you're going to go to Monument Valley, which is just behind us here. Anyways, you guys, we hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for coming along, and see you around. Aloha.